socials: Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X. It goes on our TikTok. Am I missing anything? No, I think that's about it. YouTube. All right, Jenny, here comes the intro.
Okay.
You're listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Grow Clinton is a 501c6 nonprofit economic, community development, and tourism organization based in Clinton, Iowa. For more information, visit growclinton.com. Again, that's growclinton.com. Now, back to the show.
What's happening to all you beautiful people out there in podcast land? As always, my name is Andy Sokolovich, the host of the Grow Clinton podcast. That's right, folks. Grow Clinton, nonprofit organization located in the eastern side of the great state of Iowa, where we focus on economic development, community development, and tourism. Join in the Stu studio, as always, the lovely Jenny home from our office. Jenny, what's happening?
We are so busy around here.
We are so busy, and I just realized, I'm looking at the screen here, episode 207, we have Rouse Consulting Group,
Yes.
but my fat fingers typed in Rouse Consulting Group, so
Kraus.
please ignore that. It says Crouse, but Rouse,
That's all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
These things happen.
They do.
You know, we're not
Technology
perfect.
breaks.
Nope.
We're not perfect.
And you know what? You might as well admit it.
I'll wear a badge of pride of imperfection.
We all do.
Jenny, we've had a busy week already.
Wow.
It's only, what's today, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Oh, jeez.
Can't even keep track of the days.
Can't even keep track of it.
No, we've had great meeting today about that education and business symposium that's coming up.
Yeah, we're going to have Stacy Borgeson, our Director of Workforce Development and Talent Attraction, on the pod as well to talk about that. This is what, the third year she's doing this? Awesome.
Big deal.
Yeah, people love it. So very excited about that. You know, last night I realized that the most dramatic thing in the world is a 4-year-old little girl who's overly tired.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been laying there in bed
Yes.
and my wife's playing on her phone and I just put the pillow over my face, you know, just to kind of block out the light of the phone and all the noise. And my daughter sleeps in our bed. And she was just crying. And
Oh,
she's like,
no.
I want to lay with Daddy, but he's laying there with the pillow over his face, and his eyes are covered. I don't know if he can breathe. And I'm like, okay, I'm just relaxing, but she was super
Easy.
dramatic. I tell you what, when she gets tired, it's just
Yeah.
she hits a wall.
Always. And
It's like Jekyll and Hyde.
you
It's
can
almost
see it
scary.
like that, too.
Yeah, she's like, hi, Daddy, hi, Daddy. Next thing you know, it's like, I want to go to bed.
Just a switch.
My son always,
Yeah.
when he was that age and he'd get tired, everything was really dramatic, and he would always talk to me like this.
I can't. And then the worst thing in the world that happens to her is there's a tag on her shirt.
Driving
And
her
you know
nuts.
it must just be carving into her spine
Yes.
the way she acts. Like, you have to cut it, take the shirt off. But, all right, that's enough about that, Jenny. We
All
got
right.
sponsors.
Love 'em.
Citizens First Bank loves us here at Grow Clinton. That's why they sponsor this mic check. And they proudly sponsor these brand new microphones we have in the studio. They are always in tune with our community. Find them at gocfb.bank. Banking as it should be with Citizens First Bank, member FDIC. At Craft Printwear, Sully Sports, in the game since 1974, created some awesome custom apparel. No matter what you're in, if you want something just for, you got a family reunion coming up, you all want to wear the same shirt, whatever it is, you got a wedding, you want something that says like bridesmaid on it, anything.
Anything.
And then they also hook up large industry. So like
Yep.
Purina does all their branding and all their customized apparel through them. AdCraftUSA.com. Again, AdCraftUSA.com. Also hit up SullySports.com. They are the retail component, have an awesome sporting goods store
They
located
do.
off of Mill Creek right here in Clinton. SullySports.com. Miles Communications, the OG sponsor, powering the podcast with wicked fast, high-speed internet, also offering television and telephone services for all your communication needs. Hit them up, milestelephone.com. LyondellBasell, the Clinton Complex, they produce resins, plastic resins, used to create a variety of products, including household and industrial bottles, pressure pipe, food packaging, PEX tubing, outdoor durable goods, construction and roofing materials, toys, kayaks, anything you can think of, Jenny.
Everything.
They got it there. Lyondell. If it's made of plastic, there's a pretty good chance that it came from LyondellBasell. They are committed to being responsible, engaged neighbors in the community. They support education, sustainability, and safety initiatives. We love them. LyondellBasell, solutions for a better tomorrow. Great show today, Jenny.
So important.
Not Kraus Welding or Kraus Consulting, because we have Kraus Welding in
We
the
do,
community. Spelled different, but
that's
yeah.
okay.
We have Rouse Consulting Group, your IT solutions, right here in the pod. We have with us Eric and Brad. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the Grow Clinton podcast.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Yeah, thank you.
Rouse Consulting Group. I was just at the Betplex the other day. Oh, I have to say
Uh-oh.
TBK. I got
TBK.
scolded.
Yeah.
Sure. You will get scolded.
A
Yes.
gentleman who was the former
TBK
president
here.
of TBK
Yes.
said, we paid a lot of money for those naming rights. Don't call it the Betplex. And I said, well, everybody calls it the Betplex.
All
Very
right,
true,
whatever
very
you
true.
say. Mm-hmm.
But no, I was at the TBK Center and I saw your sign hanging there nice and proudly right there at the soccer field inside. But Rouse Consulting Group, IT, what do you guys do?
So managed IT services. So boiling it down, we work with small to medium-sized businesses. These could be 10-user shops. These could be 2,000 users, right? And we operate as their third-party IT provider. So
Yeah. Now,
yeah,
what does IT stand for?
information technology.
Information technology.
Good
You
job,
got
Eric.
it.
Good
You
job.
got it.
It's a two-letter acronym for a very broad topic.
Sure.
So what is all included in this stuff? I mean, we're talking safety, security, making sure stuff is being safeguarded, like personal information, server room things. I don't understand it all.
It's
but
fast.
it needs attention, and you guys are there to help.
That's it. Yeah, from start to finish, from, like you said, management of endpoints, so servers, workstations, firewalls. Cybersecurity is obviously a very, very dynamic part of our business. AI is being chatted about in every single vertical, to end user support and sourcing hardware. So if you need a full IT service provider, we're there. If you just have some internal IT but need someone to help supplement day to day so you can focus on strategic parts of your business, that's where we help out those organizations as well.
I have a question. So
Jenny knows all about this IT stuff, by the way. So
I'm just acting like
don't
I
feel
don't.
dumb around Jenny.
Yeah, don't let me intimidate you. This is my question. It's different. Regulations are different everywhere.
Mhm.
Does that mean your job changes everywhere? I mean, if you have to, let's say state to state, something's different, or country to country, that you have to keep up with that.
We do. And we were talking about, a little bit about this beforehand. It's in this industry, in this environment, you have to stay vigilant because the criminals are changing every day, and the practices that they're using, the technology they're using, and governmental organizations are changing what's being regulated. FDIC, SEC, they are coming down with certain mandates. And if you're an organization who is stagnant or just not dedicating the resources to be relevant, you fall behind. And fortunately, Rouse has always been that partner who is always on the frontier of new technology and understanding what is needed to protect organizations, whether they're heavily regulated or not. And we adopt those principles and support our clients.
So you guys are based out of the Quad Cities. You have an office in Moline.
We do.
And how's your ownership made up?
So we've been in business, fortunately, for 30 years. So we've
Nice.
just celebrated our 30th year anniversary, which is revolutionary considering the internet's only been publicly available
Wow.
for 28 years. So we predate publicly available internet.
Yep.
Nice.
We've got about 50 employees that work for us and operate out of that location in Moline.
15, 1-5?
50, 50.
50, 50.
Wow.
That's big.
Big difference.
We support about 250 organizations in about 30 states and a handful of countries. But I will say the majority of those fall within about a 100-mile radius of the Quad Cities itself.
Awesome. You said AI, artificial intelligence, something that I love.
You do.
I do. I love it. I can see both sides. I understand the concerns, but I also look at it as a tool that can be leveraged to source information insanely quickly. I mean, just if you're looking for stuff that you're stuck, you're coming up with an idea, you're developing a strategy, you're putting together a scope of work, and you're just stuck on how you're going to word it, how it's going to get laid out. What better way than to just harness the power of AI
helpful.
and those LLMs like ChatGPT to get yourself out of that funk, pull yourself into a position where you can start moving forward and leveraging the tool. So from an IT perspective, though, what are you guys seeing?
Yeah, so it's been a conversation we've had for about the past year. It's emerging technology. What I'm telling businesses and points of contact is don't bury your head in the sand.
Right.
You can't avoid this. It's coming.
Right.
You either using it, your employees are definitely using it. So it's better to adopt it now, understand how you can use it day to day, and then better yet, utilize a technology company like Rouse to use it to enhance your business.
So what's the biggest threat with AI? I mean, to business?
For me to add to what we were speaking about earlier, as far as how to use AI, I get this technical information from our professional services team. And what I can do is I can take that information they send me, put it into Copilot, and have it, as we said earlier, dumb it down. So when I present it to a potential customer, they understand what we're speaking about. If I take the technical jargon that they send me, sometimes I put that in front of a client and they're like, yeah, I still don't understand what
Yeah.
you're trying to do here. So I think that's where, for my role, it really comes in handy to make sure I can explain it to somebody who's not technical and doesn't want to be.
Because they can look at that, and if it's all technical, they're saying, well, I don't
Yep.
even know what this says, so I must not have this
Yeah.
problem.
And one of the things I
Yeah.
learned earlier just today was in Copilot, you can put in there, what have I been working on? And it'll pull all your data together. And it was so neat to see that in the office
Wow.
today. And
Freaky.
something I'll use to kind of keep
That's
myself in
great.
check.
I received an email yesterday from a young lady who's within the same profession as I am, economic development, and she was going to be speaking to her board of supervisors at the county level regarding their investment in her organization. And, there was some email thread going back and forth, ask this, ask that. And I was like, that's all good. But I wanted to chat GPT, and I just put in a prompt that says, hey, my name is Andy Sokolovich. I am an economic development professional. I run a nonprofit organization. We have about an $800,000 annual budget. The county is invested at like 10% of that annual budget. I need to speak to the board of supervisors. What is some information that I should be sharing? And what questions can I anticipate being asked of me
Wow.
to validate their continued investment? Boom. Within seconds, I got several pages of information. And a lot of it to me was brand new stuff.
Yeah.
And it pulled accomplishments from our organization over the course of our merger since 2022
Wow.
that I had just brain dumped.
Yeah.
And it threaded in a way that it made an impact. And I sent it all to this young lady, and she was like, this is awesome. This is exactly what I was looking for.
Right.
So I love it. But what do you guys say to folks like my mom, for instance? Dear Michelle, she's going to watch this. She's going to go, I'm glad you didn't say dear old mama. She doesn't like when I say old. But,
Not old.
my mom is very concerned about her privacy and the information that she shares via text messages online. And I always say to her, Mom, it's out there. Like, it's already out there. You're not getting it back. So I'm not saying she needs to be all cavalier with sending stuff via text, like social security numbers and things of that nature. But what do you say to those people that are concerned about the safety and the privacy of their personal information?
Yeah, common question we always get. And like you said, if the information's out there, it's already exposed, right? It's really hard to put a genie back into the bottle when it's already out there. And AI is a tremendous technology, but unfortunately, technology is neither good or bad, right? You have bad people, you have good people.
Right.
And good people are going to use it for good things, and obviously the bad people are going to use it for the malicious things. And what I tell people is we can put you in the safest car, but if you take it off the I-74 bridge, someone's going to get hurt, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it comes down to individual user education and what to be mindful of, and try to stay vigilant on what you're looking for, what information you're putting out into the internet, and more importantly, when people are reaching out to you, is it purposeful, right? Treat every text, every email, every call as a potential scam.
Yeah, because you can identify what's spam
Sure.
and what is not. I mean, I see if something comes through, like today, I got an email from Verizon saying that I owed a balance of $999, the next number of cents, and they click the link below to apply payment. Junk. It didn't have Verizon logo on it. It wasn't sent from a Verizon email address. It just smelled fishy.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
So I just delete it and move on with my life. Now, if it's a real thing, Verizon's going to contact me, get
They'll
them
get you.
$1,000 in
Yeah.
the hole, right? But we see that all the time. And if only those Egyptian princes could actually afford plane tickets, we would all be better off,
We're already
right?
better off.
But yeah, there's some stuff that's out there. We got a great guy here in the community. His name is Randy Meyer. Randy, is he a retired police officer?
Yes.
Is that what he did? But he helps those older individuals, senior citizens, with identifying these scams. And he does a phenomenal job. And I remember when back in the day, we had a gentleman from the Walmart here in Clinton who was on our board at the time. And he was saying that this is back when they had, what was the money transfer? Western Union.
Yes.
Wire transfer.
They don't have that anymore in there, but he would say every day he'd have to stop somebody from transferring money because they got an email
Scary.
from their
We still see it.
yeah.
Yep.
So it's crazy. So you guys are seeing this too, but
Yeah.
who is your target customer? It's not everybody with a computer. Who do you guys work with? How does the pricing break down? And what do you guys do to attract new business to Rouse Consulting Group?
Yeah, great question. So, like I said, we do manage about 250 organizations. I would say majority of those, percentage-wise, is manufacturing, just because we are in the Quad Cities in the Midwest, and so
Yeah.
manufacturing is a very heavy client base for us. Financial tends to be very well suited for us because we do have the enterprise solutions needed to
Yeah.
actually govern them and protect them.
FinTech.
Fintech.
We got a friend of ours, Jenny and I
Mhm.
interviewed, originally from Clinton. Now he's like a fintech rock star.
Right.
He has a podcast called Fintech Confidential. So we
Nice.
interviewed him. He taught us all about, not that we like retained
I
any
didn't
information,
retain any of that.
a lot of over our head, but it was amazing how much that industry's
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
impacted.
I will also add, we actually manage a lot of nonprofits. So one of our
We do.
core business philosophies is this idea of simplification, right? And nonprofits, every dollar matters, right? Utilizing nonprofit licensing sources. So what we do is we re-illustrate or redesign infrastructures to unlock operational costs so that they can then strategically use that money elsewhere. So simplifying environments, simplifying networks, putting data to the cloud or other nonprofit sources so that every dollar that they get is being used strategically. So we actually adopt and take on a lot of nonprofits.
When you go into a business, they ask you to come and be a consultant. Where do you start? What do they have to be ready to do?
Yeah, so it's pretty easy. We like to do a discovery call, right, or a meeting on site, and we go through a list of questions. We understand how the current environment is currently set up, how it's being supported, any residual issues that they're having. But at the end of the day, these people are lawyers, they're dentists, they're accountants, they're not IT folks. They really rely on someone like Rouse to provide sound recommendations in a way that they understand it, right? Which we do a really good job of demystifying all the technical jargon information in a way that a dentist or a doctor or a lawyer could understand it, and better yet, make the decision that's best for their business.
Right.
Yeah, and I think to add to that, you said, how do we get business? How do we get new clients?
Sure.
That's really where my role comes in. I work directly with marketing on a daily basis. Shout out Molly and Grace if they're watching. But they really kind
They're
of
probably mad at me now because I put Kraus
Yeah.
consulting and stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
she's probably like, oh,
Oh,
my
no.
goodness, can't they do it right?
I know. Yeah.
But really what my role is I'm not out there just handing out brochures and flyers. I have a direction from them on what our campaigns are going to be, what we're going to talk about. And with community involvement, with ribbon cuttings, with just everything that's going on, business networking events, golf outings, dinners, breakfast, coffee, all those things that go on. I just go out there, try to wear my shirt, bring my business cards, and just meet people like we're doing today and kind of share our story. And then what I have also is I have a thing called Brewing Innovations where I'll meet you for coffee or a beer, whatever you want to have. And let's just talk IT. Let's talk consulting. Let's talk about where are you with your IT? What do you need? What do you think you're missing? What are your gaps? No sales involved, just conversation. And I think that's where a lot of people say, okay, well, let's bring in Eric's team and the professional services team to do that discovery. And that's where a lot of our business comes from. I'm not out there making 100 phone calls a day or I do have email campaigns just to let people know who we are, but it's really brand recognition, community involvement.
A lot of
That's it.
referrals.
A lot of referrals.
What are the biggest concerns when you talk to somebody about IT? When you're just doing discovery, what are their biggest concerns?
They don't know what they have.
They
They don't
don't-
know what they need.
Yeah. I
They're
think
just getting by just fine, and they don't realize that they're one click away from owing somebody $300,000 or whatever the number is, or just
Right.
they don't know that their server that's 9 years old is about to break.
Yeah,
because
I
they
look at
haven't paid
IT a lot as we do insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's something you get upset when you pay the insurance bill every month, but when you have to file a claim, you're glad you have
Yeah,
it.
for
And
sure.
it's, IT is kind of the same thing. Is like you don't realize it's an expense that you need to incur, and it's necessary for your business to run efficiently until you have an issue, and then you're really gonna wish you hired somebody like Rouse Consulting Group to solve your problems, because we don't have a ton of information that we store here at Grow Clinton. Like all the credit card information, that's all behind a firewall that gets part of Chamber Master,
Right.
which is a program that we use. However, when I drafted an AI use policy, I thought that was important for us to have. We do not, and it's again our policy, put any private information into ChatGPT or
Perfect.
anything like that. We refrain from doing so. So any prompts that we make are very vague and generalized. And that's just to ensure that our members don't have something out there that they're going to regret in the future.
So
You're
what
ahead of
about-
most. I wish everybody would do that.
Yeah.
What about compliance? I mean, that is something that I think they try to make, they're trying to do their due diligence, but isn't it better to have a third party come in and know all those details?
It is. And like I said earlier, cybersecurity is the most dynamic part of our business. It's ever changing, both the risks that are out there as well as the solutions. And it can be very hard to stay proactive in that area because it is changing so fast. And when a new tool is out there that we need to utilize to protect businesses, it's hard for Brad and I to have 250 individual conversations to a client to say, here's why you need to do that. So what we've instituted at Rouse is this idea of a security vehicle. And this vehicle currently has about 8 different solutions in it. And as the security landscape changes, we intermix what solutions go into that so that our clients are always proactively protected, and we can have those conversations, the value conversation at a different time.
What about healthcare, Brad? Did you guys
Yeah.
get in the mix of that too? I know you mentioned,
We are.
Eric said manufacturing, but I can imagine healthcare with HIPAA.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
So HIPAA compliance is very difficult for a business owner to try to get their hands through it, right? To get their mind around it. So what a lot of our clients do is, we have a group of VCIOs, shout out to them as well.
What is an ECIO?
A VCIO is a virtual
VCIO.
chief information officer. They're your account manager. They're the ones who are doing the proactive work every day to make sure that your account is where it needs to be, making sure that you have all the things that are lined up with best practices, things like that.
Yeah.
And also the HIPAA compliance part of it. Client receives this document from HIPAA and says, you need to make sure all these are in line. They'll send that to their VCIO, who would then take it to our security team and just kind of match up the services we have. And if there's any holes or gaps, then we can offer those services to those clients to make sure that they are compliant with the HIPAA. And that's very important, especially for our clients, to make sure that they have that and everything is secure as it needs to be.
So with the manufacturers that you work with, Eric, are they headquartered in the Quad Cities area?
Yeah.
Because I would think and I'm just a layman, but I would think like the Nestle Purinas of the world, the ADMs, the Lyondells, they probably have a corporate system
Sure.
for IT management and compliance and everything. So who are you looking for?
Yeah, so that's where we're relatively flexible, right? For those smaller shops, 10 to 50 users, they probably don't have internal IT resources. So we do basically everything for them. But then you have the larger 100,000 user shops that have internal IT, where we then supplement maybe some day-to-day tasks of things that are more monotonous that allows to free up some of their time to do more strategic parts of the business, right? Patching servers and desktops aren't fun. It's not really good use of time, but we can automate it and report on it to allow that IT individual to then move his company in a better direction. From
And
an
it's
IT
always a good
standpoint.
idea to have more eyes on it too, because I
It
mean,
is.
like you said, you're like one click away, one point of compliance not followed away from
Yeah.
maybe ruining your whole
I mean,
business.
those people are sick. They go on vacation.
Yeah,
They
right.
got to have a contingency plan. So we're also that fail safe for them as well.
Very interesting. So your pricing model, is it like a la carte? Is it a retainer? Well, if it's an organization like us, we'll use our Grow Clinton as an example, 6 full-time employees. You've seen our building. Everybody has a personal computer they use for business. What am I looking at?
Yeah, so it's usually by what we're managing, right?
Okay.
So one organization might have 20 servers, one organization might have 1, right? So we look at total devices under management. What it really boils down to, and in most scenarios, is between $70 to $100 per person per month.
Okay. Now, what about like cloud-based servers like Office 365?
Yep. So we manage all that. So if you have on-premise or you're cloud-based, we can manage you in whatever vertical that's needed.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
And,
crazy.
we work with a lot of small businesses,
Yeah.
mom and pop shops. They hang their shingle above a storefront
Mm-hmm.
and they plug in their old laptop from home.
Right.
And then they plug in their point of sale system into that old laptop, but they're accepting credit card payments and things of that nature. So it's imperative that you reach out to an IT consultant and have that conversation to ensure that there's no opportunity for the data you're collecting to be stolen or breached.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For a business, what is the best, I don't even know how to put it, what is the best practice for like protecting after they've engaged you? What do you advise them as far as protecting their, what don't you do? I mean, we talked about phishing and clicking on things. Is that like the biggest problem?
Yeah, end user training's very important. I
Right.
would say your security posture is a layered approach, right? So some organizations, small mom and pop shops might say, hey, I've got antivirus, I'm protected, right? And it's not really the case anymore. It's a layered approach. You have to have protections physically in the cloud, on the network, from a firewall standpoint, and understanding that it's that grouping of solutions that's going to protect you, just not one individual piece.
What do you guys think about, this is off topic, well, sort of on topic and off topic, the idea of data centers. Now, I find it to be just insanely ironic that people complain about data centers on Facebook. Void of data centers, you have no Facebook.
You wouldn't be able to
Right.
do it. You
So
wouldn't be
it's
able to do your
interesting. It's
caricature.
interesting. It's like complaining about like somebody who starts fires at like an arsonist convention.
Yeah.
And it's just weird that they're leveraging that platform. So what are you guys seeing as far as the data storage? Because we say the cloud, but it's not like it goes
Right.
up in the sky
Right,
and
right.
disappears. I mean, that information is tagged and saved somewhere.
Right.
What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, I think for me, the data centers are so important because that gives you the ability to back things up in different locations at any time. So if your building here in Clinton were to be closed for any reason, fire, whatever, you would have a backup East Coast, West Coast in data centers, cloud, just so you'd have your information so you could fire your laptop up over here at the library and access your data. So I think that's their most important reason to have them for me, but an engineer might tell you differently. So,
Eric, what do you think?
I think it's important. It's you know, some people like to see their physical information, their physical
Sure.
server, and that hurdle of putting it in the cloud can be kind of tough. But that is where the technology is moving. It is cloud-based. Accessing information anywhere is a perk. Having multiple redundant internet providers is a perk. So almost like AI, this is happening, and at some point you're not going to have a choice.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, personally, I look at it as a utility. You go
Right.
into your house, you go to wash your dishes, you flip the handle on your sink, water comes out.
Mm-hmm.
You go to your phone, you want to look at your bank account, you want to scroll social media, you have to have a data center to
Right.
do all that.
Right.
Well, and
So it's just, and we talk about this, the size of a data center, they take up a lot of acreage. They have, you're talking million square foot buildings running a ton of servers, high utility users, but it's the reality of today's
Right.
technology. And if you want that phone in your hand and you want to be able to access information quickly,
right.
they're not going to go away.
I always think it's funny when people complain about having a data center close by, but they're doing it on Facebook.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
It's
know,
like,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy that that's where the breakdown in information comes. It's kind of like the difference between a data center and data mining.
yeah.
People don't know that there's a difference.
Yes.
I'm not good at this. I mean, I'm not, but
Right.
it's something you got to educate yourself about.
I saw a quote the other day. Well, I don't know if it was directly attributed to Will Ferrell or not, but he was quoted as saying, before you marry somebody, put them alone in a room and a computer with a slow internet connection and see how they react. And that'll show you the real person that they
Sure.
are behind the veil. And it's so true. Imagine putting today's youth on dial-up internet.
Right. No.
They would die.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
Not
we're
fast
talking
enough.
about instant gratification.
Right.
Yeah.
You open your phone, you tap that icon for that app, you are presented with that app. There's no delay.
Nope.
I mean, not that you can tell. And even if our internet's just a little bit slow,
Mhm.
we're calling our provider like, "What's
Yeah.
going on?" there? I
Yeah.
had to wait 6 seconds for the page to load.
Yep.
We had that
is
this morning
crazy.
in our office. Our internet people kept saying, internet's down, internet's down. So it hit this person, that person, that person. And when I left, our internet provider was there working on something, but the shouting started. Right? Like,
You have to have it. You can't. I mean, it is pure gridlock.
Yeah.
When you lose the internet, and it's it's sad sometimes that our work comes to a screeching halt when
Yep.
the internet fails.
right.
But it's our reality. And you just reflect back to the history of this organization. How many filing cabinets do we have in this building? Probably 30, 40
At
minimum.
least- at
I'd like to
least.
throw them all in the dumpster
Yeah.
because half of them are locked and I don't have the key.
Right.
And the other half are full of information that's antiquated.
Yep.
And I'd love to be able to access it all and look at it. Time does not allow us to do that.
Right.
But everything is at the tip of our fingers. We go to OneDrive
Mm-hmm.
and we put in our username and password, and I can do everything from home that I can do in this office.
And
Yeah.
as fast as we can do all of that, that's as fast, even faster as how things are changing for you. And
Right.
you have to stay right on top of
We
it.
do.
So it isn't like just something you have to every once in a while update yourselves on. It's like you said, you have to be vigilant every day, all the time.
What do you guys do for continuing education?
A couple of things. We've been fortunate enough to hire a Blackhawk instructor as one of our engineers. And what he
Nice.
does is he develops classes not only for Blackhawk, but for our engineers as well. So networking classes, AI classes, Microsoft 365 licensing classes, and then we go through them and actually take certifications based on those classes.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean, you think about it, technology. I mean, think about from the wheel was invented to the vehicle,
Yeah.
motor vehicle. I mean, that's a great span of time. Massive,
To
massive,
us,
massive, massive.
Yeah.
Now you think about, like you said earlier, the internet wasn't a thing. How many years ago you said?
28 years ago,
28 years ago.
28.
publicly available.
Publicly available. I mean, you would get those AOL cards in the mail, and I remember like sneaking on the internet in the
Sure.
middle of the night, my mom coming down, and how long have you been on the internet? We only have 90 minutes of usage until the next card comes in the mail from America Online. But when you think of what we've accomplished
Yeah.
in a matter of less than 3 decades,
Mm-hmm.
it's insane.
Right.
And it's only going to get faster and faster and faster. So I'm reading a book right now. It's called AI-based leadership, and it's awesome. And the guy really started this whole leadership journey by identifying the fact that a lot of businesses were struggling with new ideas on how to implement change to increase their chances of success long term. And he was one of the first ones in a leadership team really to start leveraging artificial intelligence, specifically those LLMs like ChatGPT. What are those, like large language
models.
Yeah.
large language models, and find out all of these quick solutions that he attributed to the success of using AI, but he was leveraging it as a tool, and he was threading into his own scope of work and quickly promoted through the ranks. And he's just like, people need to use this because it's not going away. And if you choose to dig your heels in and be resistant, then you're going to quickly become less than useful in the workplace.
Sure.
So what would be, if you could give, it's a huge, vast topic, I know that, but your first piece of advice to a business, what would it be?
Small business.
Small business. For me, it's understanding what you have in place today and where you need to be, and comparing it to where you are to where you need to be, and understanding that, and just putting in the services you need and really protecting yourself as much as possible.
You know, that's so true, because you can say, for someone like me, I would be like doing everything you say, and I would get to a point where like, shoo, I'm done. I got it. And then I'd be like, what? I got to keep
Yep.
doing this. And you don't plan for the future like that. And that's
Right.
it could be catastrophic.
It really can. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I think it's really understanding what they're trying to accomplish as a business, right? There's many ways you can move water. You can take buckets from A to B, or you can build a trough, right? And understanding what they're trying to accomplish, and then building technology recommendations to fulfill those goals. A lot of people see IT as a sunk cost. We utilize technology and IT as a way to move their business forward.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
I like
We look
that.
at IT as like Jimmy Fallon Saturday Night Live that had 6 pagers on his belt that would come up, and somebody'd be like, my keyboard's not working. He'd be like, move.
You guys know what we're
Just
talking
get
about.
there.
Nick,
Yeah, absolutely.
Nick Burns,
Yep.
the
Yeah.
company's computer guy. Yep.
Yeah, that was IT. Even when I was in the military, in the Air Force, they would send out these like phishing emails
Yeah.
to see
We
who
were
would click
just
on it.
talking about
I
that, yeah.
hated when they do that because you knew it was going to happen. And they prompt you. They'd be like, hey, this week we're going to send out these phishing emails.
Yeah.
Do not click on the link. And then, of course, they would post like in the aggregate the number of clicks they got per squadron. And of course, we'd be sitting there like, oh my gosh, who clicked the link? Who did it?
Well, and they're so sneaky, and you guys probably see this all the time. Like for a long time, Steve and I got into metal detecting, right?
Oh, sure.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
We're out in the yard.
I did
like
not
laying
know.
Sounds
there
fun.
Did you
stunned.
lose something or what?
No, it was just fun. And then we did magnet fishing, but that's different.
Yeah.
So anyway,
cool.
yeah, we were doing metal detecting. I'm working here one day. On my work computer comes up something about metal detecting. I'm like,
Sure.
oh, click. bleh, And it was,
Yeah.
I don't know how they got me. And that's just the crazy
They knew
thing.
you were
Yep.
thirsty for more knowledge on
I
metal
wasn't.
detecting.
Hey, click.
Yeah, it is
And then
crazy. It
I
is
had
crazy
to
how
own
detailed
up
it is.
to that. Yeah.
I mean, we've had emails that look like they're sent from me.
Yep.
It's
Sure.
my email address that's depicted, and it's a request usually that says like, "Hey, do me a favor, and
Yep.
can you run to Walmart and pick up 5 iTunes gift cards, scratch off the back, and send me the numbers?" And
Yeah.
it actually got a young lady that worked for us, and she was about 5 gift cards deep
Yeah.
into it
Wow.
when she realized what was going on, and she had to eat that expense. Unfortunately, she racked up $500 on her card. And it was tough. I mean, it's difficult. I mean, banks today, I feel like a little bit more like they plan for that type of stuff.
Right.
So they're more forgiving when you get spammed like that or taken advantage of. But it is scary.
You see it every day.
Yeah.
Everybody's a target too.
So if you're talking to people, let's say there's an audience out there who doesn't understand what phishing is. What is it? Explain it.
Basically, unless you
No,
want.
go ahead. You got it.
pH.
Yeah, pH
yep.
phishing. So it's an attempt to garnish a couple things. They're trying to get information from you. They're trying to get financials from you or company data from you, right? And
Okay.
so phishing could come in a form of an email. We're seeing it in text message, SMS phishing or phishing.
I get it all the time.
We're seeing deep fakes where people are now impersonating voice, AI voice impersonation.
phone calls with that.
So
Wow.
there's no platform, both online or physical, that's safe from any type of criminal attacks, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah, it is scary.
It
You
is.
know, I worry about even my parents and, you know, because my mom and my step, they don't know the difference,
Right.
you know, and it's crazy. I mean, back in the day, you were worried about people stealing your, you know, your bank account, your checking account, or stealing a voided check out of your checkbook or your debit card or your credit card. Now that information is just all available.
Oh, it's all out there.
And you got to stay diligent, and you got to watch your bank account too
Mm-hmm.
to see if there's any fraudulent charges. So don't just set it and forget it. But I'm glad that there are people like Rouse Consulting Group, not Kraus, that are out there doing amazing work, helping people make sure that their stuff is safeguarded.
Right.
And like you said earlier, I mean, we talked about end users having dozens of employees just to a single sole proprietor with maybe 2-3 people in the shop. Is if you're accepting payment and you're accepting credit card information through a point of sale system, you have to make sure that you're safeguarding that stuff from intruders. So.
Absolutely. And I think one last thing we kind of noticed being here in the Midwest is there's a lot of small towns, a lot of small companies, and they think those problems are big city, big company problems, and they're not, because these companies are easy to get into. And that's where, when I'm covering this kind of 50-mile radius, I want to pinpoint those customers and say, you aren't safer because you're smaller. You're actually more vulnerable than the big companies because they have the protections in place. So
The world's a smaller place now. And,
It is.
if you think you're safe from anybody overseas who's trying to do something like that, you're not.
you're not.
Right.
Absolutely.
And stateside.
Oh, for sure.
know.
Yeah.
Scumbags everywhere. I tell you what, you watch that movie, The Beekeeper? Did you see that yet?
I've not seen that.
Jason
Not seen
Statham?
that.
Oh,
No.
you got to watch
Is
it.
it good?
He's like a retired special ops guy, and he's just trying to stay under the radar. So he's renting this small little farmhouse from this older woman, and he's just keeping bees, just staying to himself. And the older woman, her job is she manages like a multi-million-dollar nonprofit. And she's on her computer one day, and up comes a little chat bot from her financial institution asking her a whole bunch of different questions. And it looked just like it. Anyway, she gives the guy access to the account, and within seconds, all the money is gone.
Wow.
The chat closes. So, of course, it's a movie. Jason finds out about this.
Yeah.
You know what happens
He
next.
takes care of
Takes the
things.
piece
Right.
off.
He tracks the number, finds the location, burns the place down, but then it spirals into this whole big thing, and it's just cool. But yeah, these people, they just rent spaces in these buildings, and they set up these fraudulent companies, and that's what they do is they just robo-dial people all day long, and they try to hack into different chat mechanisms and get information. So it is scary.
How do you guys deal with Bitcoin? Do you do any dealing with Bitcoin?
First of all, I don't understand it, so
It's like trading cards, right? I mean, it's like the same kind. You buy into.
I mean, I have a loose understanding. I just
Yeah.
don't see the relevancy behind it because I don't know how it is. I mean, the U.S. currency is no longer backed by gold as it was in the past, but I just don't see where the value comes from because the value is perceived based on what somebody's going to pay for it, correct?
Yeah, we're not dealing a bunch in Bitcoin.
Okay.
It kind of worries us a little bit too. With all the advancements of quantum computing, it's only a matter of time where some of those algorithms get figured out, where it's going to probably null and void any coins that are out there. So we're not dealing with it too much. There are some organizations that were Bitcoin mining a couple years ago. We don't see it too much anymore. And they were asking some recommendations around that, but it's not an area that we're dealing heavily in.
So what do you see in the future? What do you see coming down that maybe someone like me doesn't see?
Yeah, I think everything is going into Microsoft's platform. We're seeing it from Teams, SharePoint, OneDrive. Phone systems are now all through Microsoft. So we're just seeing consolidation efforts of all technology under a few platforms, and we are going into cloud. AI is going to drive technology increasingly faster. So again, don't bury your head in the sand, and just know that wherever technology goes, Rouse is going to be there too.
Oh, good.
Yeah, great.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks so much, Eric and Brad from Rouse Consulting Group, your IT solution. What's the best way to get a hold of you guys? Website?
Probably.
www.go2rcg.com.
Go number 2, not go number 2.
No.
Go to.
Go to RCG.
Yeah.
.com.
I don't know. I like go number 2.
Yeah.
I would
We
consider
could probably-
changing it.
Or-
Molly and Grace, are you listening
Or
to that? That's
Rouse
pretty
it. R-U-R-O-U-S-E-I-T.
I like that one. Rouse it.
good. Yeah.
No, very cool, guys. You're doing amazing work. Kudos to everybody at the company. You do a phenomenal job. All your staff, not only everybody that is involved in the IT side, but your marketing folks and stuff. You do great.
I just admire anybody who can get their head around any of this because it's just there's so much information. It's crazy, and the people who are able, like you, to stay up with it and protect people from it because there are a lot of bad actors.
You
out
got to
there.
stay fresh.
Yep.
You do.
So fresh and so clean. Jenny, you got a busy rest of your week?
Oh yes, I'm not happy about it. We got.
You're
some,
not happy about it?
I said, but I'm happy
Oh,
about
you
it.
are happy
Oh,
about
yes,
it. I was going
I'm
to say, if
happy
you're not
about it.
happy, then I'm not going to be happy. What did I
It's
do?
all good. It's all good. No, yes, I have a lot of stuff going on, some visits coming up, and then some more podcasts coming up. And I was really happy today we were able to use a benefit for one of our members where they could come in and do an audio podcast here, which was
Yeah,
very
that was cool. They
Yeah.
leveraged the studio.
Yeah.
Awesome benefit. When are you going to prison again? Is that coming up?
That's coming up. I think it's in 2 weeks.
Jenny goes to prison, Thompson Prison up there in Thompson, Illinois. They do a great job reaching out once a quarter, I think.
Yep.
And they bring community members up there and they share what's going on within the prison system
Yeah.
and what we can expect. There's been a lot of changes to that place over the course of just a couple of years.
It's true. That
So-
the last time I went, they had art fair. I think you were one of the judges.
I was the judge and I was blown away.
couldn't
How
believe it.
talented. The
Just
guys were
crazy.
very cool and transparent. They're like, look, we got a ton of time.
Yeah.
Like, we're not like task saturated with
Yeah.
other things going on in our lives. And because we kind of went in there, I was a little nervous, to be honest. Like,
right.
you didn't want to be like, hey, that sucks.
Yeah.
You wanted to be
Right.
like, hey, everybody did a good job. But there was nothing in there that was done like halfway. They
No.
all put their heart and soul into it. And some of these gentlemen that did like these freehand, like pencil drawings, amazing.
I saw
Amazing.
there was a painting that someone had done. It was a cigar in an ashtray with a glass of scotch, tumbler of scotch next to it. I must have asked for that one for my office like 5 times, and
Yeah.
I
Right.
got the solid no
Well,
every
they
time.
do a great job.
I said
so-
I'd buy it, and they no.
Well, they're trying to figure that out.
I know
They're
they
trying to
told me
figure. They're
that.
trying to give the inmates opportunities to earn some money, and but a lot of them do a lot of leather work. They make custom
Very
wallets,
cool. Yeah,
phone holders. I mean, it's just cool stuff.
unbelievable.
Very neat.
Who would have thunk? All right, Jenny. Well, you have an amazing rest of your week.
You too.
I am going to be working on several different things. I live and die by my calendar.
You are so busy.
So I do not have people ask, like, what do you have going on this week? I'm like, I have no clue.
I don't know. I have to look.
I will look at Outlook and it will tell me exactly what I'm doing this week.
You don't need to do that because you have so much going. I'm always amazed at how early you start and how late you go. And every day, it's not just Monday through Friday. I know you're here on the weekends doing stuff too.
Yeah, our tourism center is going to open up here shortly, 719 South 2nd. I got to go drill some holes in a brick wall right now.
See,
Jenny.
that's what I mean.
All right, folks. Thanks again for listening to episode 207 of the Grow Clinton podcast. Remember, you can find us on all your major podcatchers. We're on iTunes. We're on Amazon Music. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Buzzsprout. Wherever you capture your podcast, be sure to search Grow Clinton Podcast and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until we speak again, folks, stay classy. See ya.
Thank you for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on all your socials. Until next time, see ya.